Damn, I just watched a video with Neil deGrasse Tyson about like there's like 1.2 billion Muslims in the world, and like the majority of like or like there's like a kind of Muslim premise. I mean, obviously maybe not every Muslim believes it, but like that like questioning or manipulating numbers is the work of the devil, and all of nature, all like the phenomenons in nature is just God's will, and so basically like basically tries to kill any sort of creativity or no, not like curiosity or investigation into like basically science and of like the Nobel prizes in science, like less than 0.5% of them are um, of the recipients were Muslim, and like I mean you could just be like a little like like an Islamophobe with that information, but like his point was just like imagine all of like the discoveries and that like could have been had if this massive group of people that have been taught to think or to not think a certain way, like if they were curious and encouraged to explore and question things, like if we had that many more people working towards just like scientific knowledge, like the pursuit of scientific knowledge, like how much more would we know as a species? And honestly, that seems to be like one of the maybe most important things for us to do as a species. I would argue almost. I would argue. Well, it's gonna sound bad, and I know that it definitely kind of goes. You could argue both ways, but like more important like humanitarian efforts, because like obviously that's like one of the most important things to do also is like make sure people are like well taken care of and are able to like survive and keep their families safe and nourished and housed and everything. But like just like moving like the advancement of like science and knowledge and technology is like I mean just look at like in the past like 100 years or maybe a little over, like sanitation has like we've figured out that like that's really important, and like a lot less people are dying from that. Like that's it's like over the course of like human existence, like life expectancy has shot up so much, literally just from like knowing that we're supposed to wash our freaking hands and like our food and boil stuff and I don't yeah other like just basically like sanitary stuff. It's like oh well, yeah, that's obvious, but like it took like I don't know how many generations of scientists like looking at freaking molecules and shit and trying to figure out like what is it that like makes us sick or injured or like whatever. And I don't, like science is just like so important, and like the and religion just it basically just encourages or discourages like curiosity basically, and like that's maybe there's a ton of bad things about religion. That's like one of the worst things about just most religions in general is like they discourage curiosity, especially scientific curiosity, because like oh that's against God's will or God's will explains everything, so you don't need to figure this stuff out for yourself. We could be so much we could be so much further along, if like everyone just didn't believe in God or like was curious and wanted to expand our knowledge about the universe and stuff. Like, I mean, we'll get there's enough people that are curious, and hopefully, more and more as we just become more intelligent as a species, we'll get there. You know, But like even like by now, who knows like what we could have achieved and figured out if there weren't just a lot of freaking religious quacks and